So let's talk about the shirt you're wearing. There's this tag in the back and it tells you what country it's made in. But there's something really important that same tag won't tell you. Which factory made your shirt and whether that factory actually treated its workers decently. Here's where it gets really disturbing. If you ask the brand behind the shirt about the working conditions in the factory that produced it, they might not tell you. They might not even know which factories make their products, even though it's the brand's responsibility to look into it. But there's a growing movement to keep brands from burying their heads in the sand. It's a reckoning for the fashion world that's long overdue. For decades, many rights groups, unions, and journalists have exposed alarming abuses factory workers are often subjected to as they make clothing and footwear for global brands. Factory workers from various countries report being forced to work around the clock, often without enough rest or even sufficient toilet breaks. Many of them are being paid wages that leave them destitute, and sexual harassment on the job is really common. So how does transparency help? Transparency is proof. Brands can prove they actually know who makes your clothes and shoes by making that information public. Transparency doesn't magically increase wages or solve sexual harassment, but knowing and showing everyone where their products are produced is the first step to better monitoring. Transparency can also be a lifeline for mistreated workers. With transparency, factory workers can more easily find out which brand they've been making clothes for and where to make a complaint about workplace abuses. Brands can't escape the call for transparency forever. Since 2016, dozens of clothing companies have begun to reveal at least the names and street addresses of factories they source from. Many are now aligned with the Transparency Pledge to publish this information, and some are going even further. Any company refusing to publicly disclose where your clothes or shoes really come from is playing a dangerous game. The future of the sustainable fashion movement and the lives of millions of factory workers hang in the balance. If the companies behind your favorite clothing and footwear brands don't publish the names and street addresses of the factories that make their products, then tell them to #GoTransparent and sign the Transparency Pledge. Your simple act goes a long way in driving more brands to monitor the factories they source from and makes it easier for workers to reach out for help.